up, guys? DT Ninja here to give you guys my RuroKen Hokkaido arc chapter 23 discussion. Alright guys, so the last video I did was the review, and we looked at the actual magazine and looked through each of the scenes from the chapters. So now we're going to discuss some things that I would like to look further at. Before we get to that though, I want to thank Crest JP20 again, awesome for the color scans for the intro, as well as the new chapter for RuroKen. I'm currently working on it, so that will be out soon. I've already finished 14 pages, so yeah, that's just a little update. Okay, let's get to the questions. I have written out some questions for the chapter. There are 5 discussion questions based on the chapter, and then there's a bonus question, more of an opinionated question. So, the first question is, what is the significance of the family crest on the Gateau sword? Now, if you guys followed my review, we talked about the Gateau sword and specifically the crest, the family crest. You know, the last chapter had some significance of the family crest, and we talked about it in our discussion. Well, that is an ongoing thing, so I thought this would be a good time to kind of lay out the significance of it, especially after this chapter and the new chapter. So, kind of hinting at, you know, it's going to be a continuous thing. So, what is the crest? Okay, guys, so I went ahead and did something a little different. Instead of sharing a scan with you, I actually did some artwork, and also I did some Japanese. I did some kind of calligraphy with the kanji. So here is the family crest. You guys like my artwork? Anyways, this is the family crest you can find on the sword, the Gateau sword. So we're going to get to that in a minute, but yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so we're going to break down everything about the Gateau sword. So the family crest itself, as you can see, there's like a tree in the center, and then there's a kanji there. Well, we're going to look at that kanji right now. So in the center of the Paulownia tree, we have this kanji, okay? And yes, I wrote this out. This kanji is 2 kanjis actually together. So the first one is ga, and actually this one is the same as the one in Gatotsu, which you guys know from Saito, right? It literally means fang. You guys know the fang of the wolf, you know, the Gatotsu. That's where this kanji comes from, okay? Now this one is an ancient kanji for small bird. So together they mean elegance or graceful. So together there are 2 kanjis there, and they mean elegance and graceful. And here it means ga. And there's another reading for it, which is Miyabi. And we talked about this in my review, that I thought maybe the guy's name was Miyabi. Apparently it's not, because the name of the chapter is Gateau, the man Gateau. So that man Gateau is actually the name of the chapter. So we know it's Gateau. So anyways, ga is the first kanji. And as you guys can see, like I said, fang, small bird, together they mean graceful or elegant. So that's the first kanji. And now this is the kanji in the center of the actual seal, the actual family crest. So you see in the red there, that actually says ga right there. That's part of his name. Now this is where it gets interesting, guys, because actually the next one is to, okay? So to here, you got 2 kanjis, right? You got same and tree, okay? So these 2 together make Paulownia, or empress tree, okay? So this one is the actual drawing. It's the actual tree. So when you don't actually have that kanji, but you have the actual illustrated of the Paulownia. So this whole thing is part of his name. It's part of his name. So inside is ga, and the actual tree is to. So ga to. literally that's the family name. That's pretty cool, right? So all of it comes together. It's very interesting. I like kanji. It fascinates me. So it all comes together as one thing. So it's pretty cool. Okay, now the third one. Okay, I did this one as well. This is katana. Katana or toe. So there are two ways to say it. Katana or toe. This one's really easy to learn. It's basically two strokes. This is katana. It means sword or blade. Okay, so it can be written as katana or toe. And in this case, it's gateau, toe, which literally means gateau, sword. Gateau, sword. It sounds better than gateau katana, right? Gateau, sword. So that's where we get gateau, sword from. So literally, we put all three of these together. Okay? Put this one, and this one all together, and you got gateau, sword. Gateau, sword. And then, let's put it all together with the crest itself. Okay, I already kind of mentioned this, but you can see here in the middle, ga, right here, ga, toe. This whole plant, this whole tree literally means toe. And you can see it says Polonia there for a tree. So that's really cool, guys, right? I mean, so literally his name is on here. His family name, Gateau, literally. So that is pretty cool. So I wanted to point that out, why it is the way it is. So anyways, if you guys have any questions about that, just let me know. Alright, thought I'd use some of my Japanese knowledge to give you guys something a little different. Okay, number 2. Who is Gateau? Now we've been talking about his name. Who is he? Who is he? Is he strong, like Kenshin suggests? Remember, at the very close to the end of the chapter, Kenshin's talking about this guy must be formidable. He must be strong. Is he strong, like Kenshin suggests? Also, is he working for the Kinkaku Heki? Is he working for the Kinkaku Heki? He's mysterious, right? Supposedly, he's wearing black. He's wearing black. That's all we've seen so far. He's unknown, possibly a businessman. The fact that these swords are mass-produced, they're, it's on the actual sword. So it seems like he's some sort of businessman, possibly. And he could be rich or powerful. And obviously, he's probably dangerous as well. But anyways, who is he? Who is he? Well, it is going to be a continuous thing, not just in this chapter, but the next chapter as well. So, who is he? I'm going to say he's probably a businessman based on the fact that Iran is going to possibly meet him in the next chapter, which I am currently translating. So, sorry guys, but yeah, that's pretty much how I see it. He's probably a businessman and he's not actually a swordsman. That's just my feeling. I haven't actually translated the whole part yet. Like I said, I'm only 14 pages in, so he hasn't actually started talking about the sword itself yet. So, okay. So, is he working for the Kinkaku Heki? It's hard to say, but it's a possibility. The fact that the swords themselves are being passed out, they're mass-produced. Also, there's some connection to the Kabato prison, which would suggest the Kinkaku Heki are involved in some way. Maybe the Kinkaku Heki actually are using him, like, as part of their plan. So, that's my feeling on it. Yeah. So, like I said, this is going to be an ongoing question, so it's not going to be touched on a lot in this discussion, because there's not enough information right now. But he could be a businessman. I could be wrong. Maybe he is a swordsman. We don't know. Okay? Okay, next question. What will Ashitaro, Aran, and Asahi do if they run into Gateau-san? Now, I made this question based on the fact that in the review that I did before I read the new chapter, that they would meet Gateau-san. And spoiler alert, they actually do get to meet Gateau-san. They literally get to go to his house. So What will happen? I don't know because I'm still translating it. But if I were to guess, Iran's going to use his intellect. He's going to understand what's happening, trying to compromise, maybe try to help Kenshin out, set up a meeting possibly. This is just my thinking. Like I said, I haven't translated the towards the end of the chapter where this is going to happen or possibly happen. So that's my feeling, that he's actually going to help Kenshin out, as Sano said, find clue to this man Gateau, and he's going to do a lot more than that. He's really smart. He's actually going to probably meet face to face with him. That's my thinking. So another thing, they want to make a lot of money. So is it possible that they could possibly do a little wheeling and dealing, maybe even do something for him, to try to make money? I don't know. It all depends on if he is really a bad guy like we think he is, or whether he's just a businessman. Because if he's a businessman, I could possibly see that being something that's possible. Okay, another thing. Number 4, do you think the crooked official in Otaru is working for Gateau-san or the Kinkaku Heki? Because you guys remember when Kenshin and Sano, they're questioning him, and he's talking about how the Kabato prisoners actually fled to Otaru, and that's when the swords started coming and arriving and just going everywhere. They started popping up everywhere. So that's very interesting, but also he sends them to somewhere to look for Gateau, or the origins of the sword, and they end up going around in a circle, right? They go to the Daigumi Goshu place, and they go to the sword the sword shop, they go to the loan shark, they go to the gambler, they go to the geisha, they go to the store owner, they go all the way through, and they end up back at the official. And Sano is like, wait a minute, this guy is not, we know who you are, like, why are you trying to sell us swords? And it's kind of like he's almost corrupt. He's saying, I got Gateau swords, what are you willing to pay? So it's kind of a little strange, right? I know he's an official, so he works for the government. He's supposed to be, honorable. But here he's kind of not really telling the whole story, not really helping them. I mean, he's telling the story, but at the same time, he's not really helping prevent any more problems. Because obviously we see the unrest and the breakdown of public safety, the law and order. So we do see that. Do you guys think that he's working for Gateau-san? Maybe he's being paid, to do this, confiscate swords and sell them? I don't know. It's possible, but maybe he's just, doing this on his own. We don't know. Okay, the next question is going to be a bonus question. Sonosuke Sagara, you guys know, in this chapter, after the official says that everyone in town has swords, right? Everyone has the Gateau sword. Everyone has these mass-produced swords. So Sano's like, it's no different from America, the Wild West in America, where, everyone has a gun because they want to protect themselves, because the law is not going to see every problem out there. It's the same thing in Otaru. Do you guys want to see, or do you guys think that Watsuki is going to show a scene with Sano in America? That would be really cool. So do you think, would you guys like to see a scene with Sano in his travels in America? So just imagine like Sano walking into a saloon with some cowboys, and they end up in a standoff, in a showdown where the guys have guns and he's just using his bare fists, and he like slams the ground using Futaya no Kiwami, and so he stops the bullets, right? And he makes a name for himself in America. That would be really cool. And then like he meets, an outlaw or something, and he, learns some defensive techniques, because we haven't seen any defense from Sano. He's mostly offensive. It's mostly offense. So that would be interesting. Would you guys like to see something like that? I would love it. I would love it. Okay, the last question. Is Hego of the Kinkaku Heiki behind the chaos in Otaru? Now, this is a very interesting question, because this goes back to chapter 9. Who is Hego? Okay, so I'm going to use my volume 2 for this. Hego is this man, okay? This guy right here. This is Hego. He has the power to push with his hands like Shinra Tensei. Anyway. And he's the one that says the combat field experiment is complete. And he's also the guy that starts saying that all the prisoners are free. So he's the leader of the Kinkaku Heiki's Kabato prison attack squad. So do you guys think that it's possible that he is behind the chaos in Otaru? Because he set them free. And apparently there's a link between Kabato and Otaru. And also the Gateau sword. The Gateau sword literally is linked to Kabato prison because the prisoners fled there. And apparently they're the ones selling the swords, apparently. That's the idea. So do you guys think that it's possible? Here, this is where he tells that the foundation of tactics, the breakdown of public safety, and we start to see that in this chapter. And we actually hear the officials say this, the collapse is nearly happening. And then he says breakdown of law and order, and he also says disturbing the enemy's territory. These are the foundation of tactics. So these words could actually be a clue to that he is the one who is behind the combat field experiment in Otaru. Maybe he's behind it. Because we haven't seen him, and he didn't show up for the meeting when, the big meeting for Kinkaku Heiki. He wasn't there. He was the one missing along with Byakuya. So maybe he is in Otaru as well. That's my feeling. What do you guys think? That was just one thing I was thinking. Another thing, because there's another member of Kinkaku Heiki that also mentioned the prisoners of Kabato, and that is Kanzato. Now, Kanzato is much higher rank, I think, because he talked to the leader directly. This is Kanzato. Here's the leader, and he talks to her directly, and he says, "I will keep a close watch over the prisoners who fled Kabato prison." This is what it literally says. I will keep a close watch over the prisoners who escaped Kabato prison. So, is Kanzato behind the one in Otaru? So, there are two possibilities here for the Kinkaku Heiki, that maybe the big guy, I would assume this guy is probably one of the highest rank in the Kinkaku Heiki, considering he actually talked to her directly, and he's talking for the entire group. So that could be a possibility. Or maybe Hego is in, Sapporo, and Kanzato is in Otaru. So maybe both of them are involved. But the fact that he says that I will keep a close watch over the prisoners who escaped Kabato prison, that kind of could be a clue as well. So those are some things to think about the chapter. Like I said, chapter 24 will be coming out soon, and it's on Gateau. So we're going to get something from Gateau-san, and also Aran, Ashitaro, and Asahi. They are going to be the focus of this chapter. So I hope you guys enjoyed my discussion, as always. And like I said, chapter 24, look for the next chapter. It will be coming soon. DT Ninja 831 Facebook page, also my website. So definitely check those out, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.